Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Cherika Brown, of course, and we're on another episode of Cherika Be Talking, cause I be talking. And on today's episode, y'all, we're just gonna discuss the topic of forgiveness. Whether you're trying to move on from someone or move forward with someone, forgiveness is something that will always be a reoccurring theme in your life because people will disappoint you. The only person or thing or being that won't disappoint you is God Himself. No human is perfect. Even I have disappointed people, and I pray that those people that I've ever disappointed have it in their soul to forgive me as well. So, one thing I've been doing on this journey of just forgiving any and everybody that I feel have hurt me, and whether it's a big or small way, is reading a particular word of the day that focuses on forgiving. And I just think it's a good reminder, a daily reminder to just refresh myself. So I try to read it every morning for about a month or so now that I've been reading this particular word. So I'm going to share it with y'all. And whenever you're working on forgiving someone or praying to God for forgiveness, you can play this video and reflect back on this particular word. This particular word was brought to you by the Word of the Day. I read this every morning and it's based in England. This particular word is from May 15th of 2025. So it came to my life at the perfect time. This date was the perfect time. And I'm going to read it to y'all. So it says, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. That's coming from Luke 23:24, and that is the King James Version. Some societies in history punished those who committed adultery by making them wear a big scarlet letter A, publicly identifying with their behavior. And if you were caught stealing, they made you drag a ball and chain around. Maybe you're thinking, well, they deserved it. Really? Jesus said, if you simply lust after someone, you have committed adultery in your heart. That's in Matthew 5:28. Then he went on to say, the standard of judgment you impose on others is the same standard you will be judged by, in Matthew 7:1-2. God is not soft on sin. You have to notice two things. One, He won't just overlook your sin because the Lord disciplines the one He loves. And two, He won't turn His back on us. Nothing can separate us from the love of God. We don't use scarlet letters or balls and chains today, but we use computers. So when someone hurts you, God says we must forgive them and delete it. Otherwise, it will influence the way we think, act, and talk. Plus, it will keep us tied to old, painful memories. But forgiving them is hard, you say. That's why Jesus said to pray for those who mistreat you. See that in Matthew 5:44. Forgiving someone begins with praying for them. You say, but I need to understand why they did it. Wise people do foolish stuff. Good people do bad stuff. And misguided people don't know what they're doing. Jesus prayed for those who crucified Him. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Someday you may understand what motivated your offender. But even if you don't, forgive them and delete the offense from your mind. This word, like I said, it came to me right on time on May 15, 2025, and I just started reflecting. I went on a complete cleanse, and I wrote down like the names of people that I felt like ever did me wrong and the things that they did, whether it was intentionally or unintentionally. And I said, God, just please allow me to forgive these people because a lot of them may not know what they do and some may know what they do, but I want to have it in my heart to forgive them so that I can move forward in my life, in my journey. Even with coaching, I don't want to coach people without having a pure, clean heart and without knowing that I've forgiven people, even if they're continuously trying to hurt me or, whatever their motives may be. Now, one thing that I did to practice this, you may be like, how do I start with forgiving? What I would say a good thing to do is just, like I said, to revisit the situations, the people, and just write down how it made you feel, why it made you feel that way, and why you feel like this person intentionally or unintentionally tried to hurt you. And when you write this stuff down, you got to feel your emotions. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to yell, yeah. If you need to get angry, get angry. Some anger can be good in the moment, but don't act on your anger. So when you write these things down, the next thing I would say is to pray for that person, because you honestly don't know what a human is battling behind closed doors, whether you feel like you're close to them or not. Pray for that person, and pray for them not just that one time. Pray for them anytime they pop up in your mind. Just send up a prayer. Lord, I hope you bless them, bless their life. I hope you show them the way. I hope you show them the truth. I hope you show them the light. Lord, I hope you guide their path and help them make the right decisions for their life. I hope you bless their family abundantly. You know, just say whatever prayers come to your mind for that person, no matter what they've done to you. And you will just feel so much lighter when you start to pray for people that you feel like have done wrong to you. And then after you pray for them, also ask for forgiveness. Ask God to forgive you if you've hurt that person, because maybe you hurt that person in a way that you don't understand that you hurt them as well. So pray that that person find it in their heart to forgive you as well. And then once you do that, you've done your part as far as forgiving. But a common theme and saying that we have in our society is, oh, she forgave me, but she ain't forget. Like, I'll forgive you, but I won't forget. So I don't really believe in the little forgive and forget situation, as far as I forgave you and I forgot it, because we're human. We have a brain, psychology wise, like we can remember situations. But I think the whole thing stems down to, did you truly forgive the person? I can say from experience, I've wanted to forgive people and I've tried to forgive people, but I would bring up the offense again. So at that point, I was not properly practicing forgiving that person. When you truly have it in your heart to forgive somebody, you have to make it to the point where you say, you know what, even if when this offense come to my mind, when I do remember the offense, I'm going to ask God to take it out of my mind, and God, please help me regulate my emotions so that I don't bring this offense back up to this person. So that's where I'm at in my journey, where when I'm forgiving a person, I'm also remembering not to bring up the offense, not to ask more questions about it, not to, just constantly talk about it. After you talk about it one time and you decide that, okay, I have forgiven this person, now it's time to move forward and start with a clean slate. Now, that's the challenging part about forgiving someone, but once you do that part, it will be able to just smoothly, fade over time. You won't forget, but it will be easier to coexist and, just tolerate the person. Or if the person is like a coworker or whatever, or a family of loved ones, over time you will build a new love for them, because ultimately you've forgiven them, because you realize in order for Christ to forgive you, you have to be willing to forgive other people, because nobody is perfect. And I think that's the place I've gotten to in my spiritual journey, where I'm realizing forgive and forget isn't necessarily a real thing. It's about genuinely, truly forgiving a person. And when you genuinely, truly forgive a person, you're able to move forward without animosity or without distrust. You're able to move forward and find a new love and starting fresh with this person again. So that's the beauty of just the entire forgive and forget. I would say forgive and truly forgive. Another thing I did personally, because I can say with personal situations, if I ever felt like someone offended me, I possibly screenshot it. I screenshot the text that made me feel a certain way. I screen recorded a video that I saw, or, I kept records of it. And when you're keeping records of wrongdoing, you're not forgiving a person. So I've been going through a journey of just silence and going through my phone and deleting negative things. And yeah, while I'm deleting, the point of deleting negative things is because you can be screenshotting these things to remind yourself. So maybe you would forget about some of these situations, but you're having little clues around you that's allowing you to go back and remember, this is why I was mad. So when things aren't even that big, maybe you should revisit what you've done. Like, I know a lot of y'all may have some screenshots in your phone that you need to get rid of. Go and clean up your phone, clean up your behind the scenes. I possibly even created a whole album before of just something somebody have done to me, and I said, you know what, if I'm going to forgive this person and move forward with my life, whether it's with or without this person, it's time for me to delete all of this stuff, delete all of the negative memories. And I'm not saying delete pictures with the person or whatever, but delete every negative memory you had so that you can truly find it in your heart to forgive a person. You wouldn't want someone who claimed to love you keeping records of your wrongdoings or whatever you've ever done wrong to them, so don't do the same to somebody else. You'll find that when you start deleting stuff, that you possibly can forget about stuff, because some stuff be so small, and it's all about our ego most of the time. A lot of stuff don't even be big situations. It's just a matter of if we felt tried, or if we felt hurt, or if we felt like, oh, this person isn't giving me the energy that I'm giving them. So when you get over yourself and get over your ego, you realize that it wasn't even that big. It wasn't even that serious. And you'll live a much healthy, long-lasting, and peaceful life when you truly start to forgive people, because you'll accept that, yeah, it hurt, and yeah, I felt betrayed in the moment. However, that's not the end all be all. And sometimes you're holding on to things and people are out living their life. That's why they say forgiveness is for yourself. When you forgive people, you feel so much better on the inside of you that you don't have to worry about and keeping records of the wrong that they've done to you. That's another thing. In 1 Corinthians in the Bible, when it teaches us what love is, I have to constantly go back and read that scripture about what love is, because it tells us plain as day, love keeps no records of wrong. So the moment you are constantly reminding yourself of the bad that somebody has done to them, you're not only not forgiving them, but you're also not loving them. So if you claim to love this person, you won't keep records of the wrong that they're doing, especially when this person is showing you changed behavior. So that's just a lesson that I have, y'all, on forgiveness. Please just learn to forgive people. Forgive people. People are going to hurt you. People are going to disappoint you. And the people that truly love you, they will change their behavior, and people are capable of change. I know people like to think that when a person do something one time, that's just who a person is. But people are capable of changing and growing. But it's up to you to decide whether you want to keep those people around in your life while they go through the changes and while they grow, or not. Not saying you have to just stick with people and stick by people no matter what, but find it in your heart to forgive any and everybody. But y'all know I'll be back, because I be talking. Peace.